As a poet once said, "The deepest darkness is always the most enlightening." The art of Belkis Ayón sheds light on a secret brotherhood that has long been shrouded in mystery. Cuban curator, professor, and printmaker Belkis Ayón was born in La Habana, Cuba, in 1967, and lived through El Periodo Especial, or Special Period. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, Cuba fell into an economic crisis, and art supplies became increasingly scarce and hard to obtain. Belkis Ayón resorted to gluing vegetable peelings, acrylic, scrap paper, and other materials she could find to a cardboard substrate, a method of printmaking known as calligraphy. With the help of a hand-cranked printing press, and by painting or carving the resulting prints, she created intricate and beautiful scenes, wherein the silence speaks of ancient mystery. The secret society of the Abakuá, an all-male organization from Regla, Cuba, was a source of fascination for Belkis Ayón and the inspiration for her work. The transatlantic slave trade saw the capture and forced relocation of enslaved peoples from Africa to the Americas, including Cuba. European settlers forced their religion on both the indigenous Taíno population and on enslaved African people. African people had to practice their religion in secret and found ways to disguise their religious practices as Christianity. They blended Yoruba tradition and elements of Catholicism, creating faiths such as Palo and Santeria. Abakuá was one such organization that is believed to have originated from Nigerian people who brought their religious traditions to Haiti and Cuba. It began as a mutual aid organization in 1836. They practiced Santeria, Palo, and a variety of other Afro-Cuban traditions unique to their organization. The Abakuá faced even further persecution following the Cuban Revolution led by Fidel Castro. Under Fidel Castro's Communist Party of Cuba, which was committed to state atheism, Afro-Cuban religions were viewed as counter-revolutionary and criminal. The state persecuted practitioners all the way into the 60s and 70s. During the Special Period, Afro-Cuban religions were commodified in order to boost tourism to Cuba, and the government loosened its restrictions on religious freedoms to profit from the African tradition. However, it was highly selective about which Afro-Cuban traditions to support. Artists such as Belkis Ayón, whose works provide a nuanced depiction of Afro-Cuban spirituality, were highly censored. In 1954, a book was published titled El Monte, Notes on Religions, Magic, and Folklore of the Black and Creole People. When she was in middle school, Belkis Ayón found this book, and she read 2 chapters on the Abakuá, which kicked off her search for more information, as she was deeply intrigued by the myths and the gender-exclusive nature of the organization. Belkis Ayón studied at the University of Arts of Cuba, or ISA, and through her association with 2 male professors who were members of the Abakuá, she was given permission to attend secret rituals where she gained more insight into their practices and myths. The fish was seen as the reincarnation of the ancient king Ikoi, a carrier of secret truths and ancestral wisdom. In ancient Abakuá myth, it was said that the people who took possession of this fish would be blessed with unimaginable wealth and prosperity. Princess Sikán went out to get water from the river one day, and when she filled up her gourd, she didn't notice that the fish had swam inside. She walked home, carrying the gourd on her head, and as she walked, she began to hear sounds. Sounds of ancient knowledge and wisdom passed down to her by the fish. Soon, the witch doctor of the tribe would see the fish was missing, using a magic mirror to gaze into the water. The witch doctor, Nasako, sent 2 of his men to investigate. They caught Princess Sikán and sent 2 snakes to swim into her gourd to retrieve the fish. They then took the princess to a cave in order to hide the truth about what had happened. The fish was dying, and try as they might, they could not revive it. The sacred sound the fish made was fading, along with the fish. When the fish finally died, they turned Princess Sikán's skin into a drum, believing the special sacred sound had been passed down to her. This myth fascinated Belkis Ayón and became central to her ideas and her work. Not only does her work explore the rich and complex beliefs of the Abakuá, but it also provides a critique of masculinity. Princess Sikán is a symbol for the role of women within religion. She appears holding a goat, a sacrificial animal meant to symbolize martyrdom and helplessness. She has large almond-shaped eyes and no mouth to symbolize the silence imposed on women. In addition to Abakuá symbols, Ayón also incorporates Christian iconography. La Cena is a reference to Da Vinci's The Last Supper. The use of monochrome serves to contrast the various figures and highlights Sikán as the central figure. Unembellished and bright white, she stands out against the dark, intricately decorated figures posed around her. Belkis Ayón blends Abakuá iconography with Christian imagery to question the sacrificial role of femininity within sacred rituals. Sikán is posed in the place where Jesus Christ would be, showing the way in which women are betrayed by patriarchal systems, as Jesus was betrayed by Judas. Her 1994 work, I Gave You the Power, depicts the moment man stole power from divine feminine figures. Ayón subverts traditional gender roles by posing women as the source of divine knowledge. Through her use of monochrome, symbolism, allegory, iconography, and a somber palette, she challenges traditional masculinity by exposing its dependence on silence, secrecy, and female subjugation. Belkis Ayón's work is a testament to the creativity and resilient spirit of Cuban artists, even when faced with economic scarcity and adversity. Her elegant use of calligraphy is a metaphor for layered identities and hidden truths, which would have defined her experience as a Black woman artist working in Cuba. Her work was a direct response to the marginalization of Afro-Cuban religions by Castro's Communist Party of Cuba. Her work provides insight into the rituals and beliefs of a mysterious and long occulted secret society, shedding light on how African people preserved their traditions through centuries of slavery and colonization. She was a brilliant, inquisitive, and deeply haunted person, and she tragically took her own life at the age of 32. These works are things I have inside that I toss out because there are burdens with which you cannot live or drag along. Perhaps that is what my work is about, that after so many years, I realize the disquiet.